Scott Lang has never had a real job in his life.
His girlfriend handed to him by her dad.
His super suit handed to him by the same guy.
Bobby Newport.
Bobby Newport.
Welcome everyone to yet another week at CineWeek. As you can tell from the beginning, we're very excited for one movie in particular, starring Mr. Bobby Newport himself, Paul Rudd. Yeah, it's Ant-Man and the Wasp, guys.
Woo!
That's the first movie out this week. And, oh my god, I did not even tell you what week it is. It's the week of July 6th. My bad.
When the hell did it become July?
Yeah, I know.
Like, what's going on?
It's funny, June was one of the larger months.
There's 5 weeks in it.
5 weeks, yet it went by astonishingly fast.
Oh yeah. It still feels like we're in May.
Yeah, it's going
Talking
on.
about Avengers.
Yeah.
Well, before May. That was April.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah?
What?
What?
Freaking Marvel. See, this is what
Jeez.
Marvel does. They just have movies scattered throughout the summer, so it just feels like the same month.
Yeah.
They're always talking about a Marvel movie.
Seriously.
Or Disney, because, they're owned by the same thing. It's fine. Disney's taking over the world. It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So yes, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Also, the first Ant-Man was severely underrated.
Oh my god, it really was.
Very.
It was funny.
And people are saying that this Ant-Man is, glorious. So,
Yeah.
I'm stoked.
I'm really happy about that, because here's the thing. Alright. We had Peyton Reed direct the first one, right? But it wasn't all him. Little Edgar Wright infused into the mix, because you could tell there was some ideas there that Edgar Wright had, because he was still a producer, if I'm not mistaken.
And he got screenplay credits.
Yeah.
As well.
So you can feel that it was a little bit his movie still, even though Peyton Reed had been directing it. And now we get to see a movie where Peyton Reed's directing the whole shebang.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what that looks like. And yeah, Paul Rudd, he's never had a real job in his life. We got Evangeline Lilly.
Who, by the way, I love
Looking
her with
great.
longer hair.
She really does look good with
Yeah.
longer hair.
Mhm.
I'm liking that too. Michael Pena, come on, he's gonna be so funny.
Everybody
yeah.
says that his role in this movie is, fantastic.
Yeah, and then Lawrence Fishburne coming into the mix.
Ah yes,
Yeah.
as
Coming
Goliath.
into the Matrix.
As Goliath. Oh, he's gonna be taking a pill to get larger. That sounds like a Viagra commercial. And then we got Michael Douglas.
Is that
Michael
a blue
Douglas,
pill?
everybody.
Wow.
Shush.
Wow.
Michael
okay.
Douglas rounds out the mix, and we got everyone we want to be in this sequel. We're gonna have crazy little fun fights. I like already the trailer where you get to see the little Pez dispenser
Yeah.
enlarged, and it's like a Hello Kitty Pez. It's
And
great.
don't forget, we also have Michelle Pfeiffer as well.
But I want to. We do. We just don't know how quite yet, and
I wonder if she'll have
that's
a
the trick.
Small role.
I've heard that the post-credit scene is incredible for this movie.
Fantastic.
I'm really hoping that they discover her. She comes back, and they during the events of they were in the smaller quantum realm when the events were going down. So they were not affected or something. I don't know.
Oh, for the events of
yeah.
Avengers.
Yeah, 'cause
okay.
I
would
think
be neat.
I think the tie will happen towards the end of this movie. The beginning, if I'm not mistaken,
Is
does
before-
happen before
Yeah.
Avengers. But I'm betting by the end of the movie ties together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So very excited for the first movie this week. But after that, we've got some movies that could get you excited, but maybe not too much. We'll see. First up, The First Purge. Yeah.
Do they
Everybody loves
always
these
put
Purge movies.
these movies around the 4th of July?
They love
Yeah.
doing it.
Which
And
is hilarious.
you know what? I hate to admit it. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of hokiness with The Purge that I don't quite love. But at the same time, it throws shade at America, so I like it. And I think that's what audiences are liking too, unfortunately.
Well, yeah.
Because they're like, America
Ooh la la.
up. Let's let's watch a movie about how much
Ooh la la.
fucked up we can be.
I even have lots of French flags in that area.
Oh yeah,
And-
a lot of French flags.
I have to be honest, this one looks a lot better than the other ones.
It does, which is funny because I actually don't know any of the actors. So like one of the things I mentioned in my notes, there's no actors that I recognize offhand, but the premise is really cool.
The one that I have recognized is Marissa Tomei.
Ooh.
I did not catch that.
Yes,
That's cool.
she's the one that like creates the purge.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, and then that's the thing. Like the premise, we get to see how the purge was created. The first purge, literally in the title, you see that.
Literally?
Chris
Let's
Ritter.
just go with the Parks and Rec jokes today.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It's gonna be all up in here. It's really exciting, and I'm curious about the movie, and I'm sure once we do box office prediction, I think that might affect some people's judgment.
Yeah, I've already went back and forth in my mind 3 times just in the course of this show, so.
Following that, the only other movie that is apparently having a wide release, and I'm betting it's a more limited wide release, right where they got on the cusp of what is defined as wide release, is Whitney. And that's the biopic on the music and the life of Whitney Houston. So, maybe that speaks to you, and if it does, let us know, obviously. But we do have a few other releases in limited. So first up, the first week that it comes out, sorry to bother you,
Oh my gosh!
is in limited. That's this week.
I hope it's in Denver because I really want to see that one.
Me
Yeah.
too.
It looks so funny.
Yeah, so we've got director Bruce Riley. This is his first movie from what I understand. The premise is really cool. I'm going to read this really quick because some of you may not be aware. Follows a black telemarketer with self-esteem issues who discovers a magical key to business success, propelling him to the upper echelons of the hierarchy, just as his activist comrades are rising up against unjust labor practices. When he discovers the macabre secret of his corporate overlords, he must decide whether to stand up or sell out. Love that premise. It stars Tessa Thompson,
Yes.
Stephen Yeun, Glenn from The Walking Dead,
Mm-hmm.
Armie Hammer, Terry Crews, Danny Glover, and of course Lakeith Stanfield in the lead role. And if you're not familiar with him, you will be soon because he is what I put as a definition of a B-list actor that will transition into A because you recognize his face but never his name. And it's because he's been in Get Out, he's been in Death Note, he's been in Selma, and you've seen his face, but he's never had the lead roles. And now he gets one.
Yeah.
So I think this
Also-
movie's going to take him to that next level.
The voice talents of Tobias Fugate.
Oh my
Yes.
god, yeah. That's
What
very,
is that
very
actor's
true.
name?
David Cross.
David Cross, yes. He's kind
Yeah.
of a piece of shit person, but
Oh, really?
oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I won't get too into
Yeah.
it, but he's pretty funny, and his voice when, oh God, what's his name? The main character of this movie, we were just talking about it.
No, so he's not the main
Oh.
character, but he's the white people voice that
No,
the
who's
characters
the main
use.
character in this
Oh,
movie?
Lakeith
Yes,
Stanfield.
that guy, who he speaks, and then Tobias' voice.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, and I love how
Freaking
Danny Glover
hilarious.
is the one in the trailer that tells him how to use it.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
You know how
to
to
me.
use your white people voice.
Yeah.
Well, and his white people voice is Patton Oswalt.
Yeah,
Ah!
yeah, I forgot about
Who was
that.
also in Parks and Rec on that one episode.
Yes. A
Continuing.
Parks and Rec is secretly the overlord of.
That's okay.
It is all that is good in Holding in the World.
Yes.
That's true. Alright.
Following that, we do have Bleeding Steel. Now, I'm just going to quickly describe this to you, and I'm going to leave this to everyone out there to go look up the trailer on it. It's a sci-fi action movie with Jackie Chan.
Oh my gosh, this is the trailer you were watching this morning?
It's
I was
the
cooking
trailer.
myself breakfast and then the noises coming from where he's going. What the hell? What is this?
I couldn't
what?
help-
What?
I could not help but laugh at this trailer because it's weird. It's weird. It's so strange. And it's so nuts. The villains look so incredibly corny. Like the next level corny. And like the makeup on them does not look real at all. Like the guy that's in the lead villain role looks like the mix of one of the Biomen from the Defiance series combined with the Borg from like the first episode of Next Generation.
Yeah.
It's so weird. And, you know, if you are curious, like, what's Jackie Chan doing lately in his roles from, you know, Asian action flicks, because that's what this is. It's probably being released wide in, you know, obviously China, but not wide here, because we are not going to get this, but they're going to love it. And, like, the trailer has spaceships randomly flying around, but then people are, like, in, you know, low-income housing the next shot, and then it seems like it's in our time, but it's not quite our time. They're fighting on top of the Sydney Opera House, which was weird. And then it's back to like spaceships and cyborgs running around, and I don't know what's going on with this trailer. It's so incredibly hokey. You need to look it up if you're curious, because it is crazy. Bleeding Steel. Look it up. It's funny. The next one is Under the Tree, and I don't know what that movie is. So, I mean, it has a lot of, I think, Swedish talent in it. So it's one of those movies that are, in those territories. So, look, I mean, I'm just gonna say it. It's Ant-Man and the Wasp. This is the week of Ant-Man and the Wasp. Everybody's gonna check out this movie. Everyone's gonna love it, and obviously, mild interest in the first Purge for me, and heavy interest in Sorry to Bother You. I wish that had wide release, but I understand because of Ant-Man and the Wasp why they waited a week.
Yeah, smart move.
So next week we'll be talking more about Sorry to Bother You. How about you guys? What are we thinking?
Ant-Man.
So, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Sorry to Bother You.
Can't wait.
Those are the
ones.
two. Yeah.
I don't have too much interest in the Purge, but to celebrate 4th of July, maybe I'll go see that.
Right? Yeah, I'm kind of tempted too myself. Thank you for watching yet another week of CineWeek. Let us know what you're interested in the comments below, and leave a like if you can. Share it with your friends if you want more Worthy Watchers to get on the Worthy Watcher goodness. So let us know what you're thinking, and we'll see you on Box Office Predictions.
Bye!